Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Nurul Sakinah binti Hambali. Nama matrik 1172059.
Next, video presentation on the research title, The Comparison of Perawi Armada Hadis Software between Maktabah Syamilah and Jawami'ul Kalim, presented by Nurul Sakinah binti Hambali. Next, we go to background of research. Briefly about literature review for hadith software or online hadith. From year 2019, from author Harun Ashraf, Muhammad Nadir, Muhammad Suki Osman, Nik Farhan Mustafa, and Muhammad Sulong. The title of research, penggunaan perisai Atlas TI8 dan Maktabah Syamilah dalam kajian kualitatif bahasa Arab. Other than that, on year 2018, Muhammad Nurmani Kabir, Mat Munirul Hasan, Mat Arafatur Rahman Haito. The title is Development of a Web Extension for Authentication of Online Hadith Text. Other than that, Adam Gambo Saleh, the title Assessment of the Quality of Hadith Information on the Internet. Next, for the authentication of sanad, from at year 2019, the author Muhammad Nur Adli bin Osman, Muhammad Razmi bin Ramli, Muhammad Aidil bin Zali dan Muhammad Zaidi bin Ismail. The title riwayat-riwayat perawi berdusta dan dituduh berdusta dalam periwayatan hadis. And some more. From at year 2014, the author Tuan Muhammad Safwan, Tuan Ismail, Rahizan Baru, Ahmad Fauzi Hassan, Ahmad Zaid bin Saleh and Muhammad Fauzi Muhammad Amin. The title is The Matan and Sanad Criticism in Evaluating the Hadith. Next, problem statement in this thesis. ICT improvement have been found for taking care of the issue experienced in the investigation of the hadith with the appearance of hadith programming, which has service of serving a huge number of books and assortment of hadith as delicate, duplicate or computerize it with the essence of new computerized innovation for industrial evolution IR 4.0. Information and communication technology ICT is progressively far-reaching and quickly aging. During the time spent for approving and defending hadith, the precision of perawi hadith may be an issue in the quest for the information accessible. It requires researchers and scholars to recognize the intricacies of hadith and be expert in using the original reference book of hadith. Next research question, F3. First, does the perawi the content in both hadith software Maktabah Syamilah and Jawami'ul Kalim are truly exact? Second, what is the mistake occurred in perawi that content in this hadith software? Third, what are the origin that have been utilized by Maktabah Syamilah and Jawami'ul Kalim in terms of perawi? Research objective: to assess the exactness of perawi that contain in both hadith software Maktabah Syamilah and Jawami'ul Kalim, to recognize the mistake occurred in perawi that contain in this hadith software, to discover the origin that have been utilized by Maktabah Syamilah and Jawami'ul Kalim in terms of perawi. Next, we go to significance of research. This study will expose about the accuracy of hadith that contain in these two hadith software Maktabah Syamilah and Jawami'ul Kalim. This authentication of hadith is important to know that the hadith can be practiced or not in Muslim daily life. If the authentication of hadith has been doubted, the hadith cannot be used and leads to prohibited. In addition, the hadith software compile the sources of information in hadith such as hadith from Kutub Sittah and other hadiths. Next, research methodology. First, research design. For this hadith is for this study is qualitative design. This method more to effort to find and provide evidence as well as the numerical observation even they have evidence referring statistics. Most studies in this field provide description, interpretation of meaning, in a communication process. The methodology that used in this study is for library and research study. Next, data collection. The data collected by make analysis on certain curriculum that was related with this theme of study. For example, make analysis on a certain hadith in Kutub Sittah and compare with hadith in hadith software Maktabah Syamilah. Use the same hadith for compare both of it. Next, the instrument of this thesis is the researcher itself. They have to find the information based on library research. For example, this research is Book of Hadith Sunan Sittah and Hadith Software Maktabah Syamilah and Jami' Kalim. This form of document can be achieved just at the library. Other than that, the comparative of descriptive hadith is used to look the comparison of function or way to use and compilation of hadith found in this digital software. The choice of both methods is seen to assist in finding, collecting, and analyzing sufficient information or data. Lastly, data analysis. Tools of analysis in this study is manual analysis. This study does not use software such as NVivo, just use manual method like observe one hadith to another hadith. It is to make sure there is no mistake between the hadith. This qualitative design is suitable for this study because of the reason that have been stated. This research study qualitative become more to analyze the content of document or sample rather than analyze quantity based on numeral. So, as to acquire the data and the term with the hadith. Thank you for watching and listening.